Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. You're welcome. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for returning. My name is Kenny and I film about my faith, career, lifestyle, and some immigration tips. Before I go on, if you have not subscribed to this channel and you're just watching me, please do go to subscribe. It will definitely help my channel, and please also like the video, share, and comment down below. Today we'll be discussing reasons why your visa application is being denied or rejected. It doesn't apply only to Canada. This also applies to any country that you would, you might want to go to. The UK, the US, Australia, wherever you wish to go to. This point I would highlight would also help you in reviewing your application when you are submitting. The first one is proof of funds. I noticed proof of fund is something that is very critical and important in your application. When you are submitting your application, you need to prove to the officer that you have enough funds to finance yourself in the period of your stay, or if you're going to study in that country or you're going to visit, whichever route you're going to, you need to prove to the officer that you are financially capable to support yourself. And proof of fund would also include your source of funds. So if you are maybe going to visit in a country, you need to show your sources of funds, like how are you getting your funds. If you have maybe submitted a bank statement, or and you are showing us that you have, or you're showing the officer that you have this X amount of money, then it's also good to let them know this is how you got this money. So if you sold the land or you sold the property, for instance, that is also very important to let them know that, okay, you had this property and then it was sold because of this purpose. And also, if maybe you borrowed money out, or you gave somebody money and the person is returning it back to your account, it is very good to show that you're not just dumping a lump sum of money in that account. This is like an history of what has happened, and this is the reason why this money just got to your account just like that. The other point is ties to your home country. So ties to your home country is another very key point to why your visa is being rejected. You want to show the officer that you have. So I'm gonna categorize these ties into different categories. I'm not just gonna make it all together so that you understand what I mean. Okay. So family ties. So if you mention ties to your home country now, I will start from family ties. For instance, you want to show that, okay, you have maybe your parents, or you have somebody who is very dear to your heart, and that is the reason why you're going to go back to your home country. I understand that some of us just want to go, and then you have a long-term plan to stay in that country, but still, before you leave, it's important to show the officer that you are going to definitely go back at the end of the period of your stay. And for instance, if you are going on a visitor's visa to a country, you need to show that, okay, you have a family member, maybe your parents that you're taking care of, and you need to go back to them. Those kind of points are very, very important to, approving your visa. So, rejection is something that, a lot of people get very discouraged about, but these are things that we need to consider, when you are putting in an application. Another ties to your home country is, could be your assets. If you have properties, or you have any kind of asset an asset is very important. You show them that, okay, this asset is the reason why I would go back to my home country at the end of my visit. Another one could be your employment. So if you're going on vacation, you want to show your employment letter. Let the officer see that you actually have this employment. You are just going for vacation, perhaps to visit just for 3 weeks, just for a month, and you're gonna go back definitely for sure to continue your employment. So these categories, I'm just gonna reiterate them again. I mentioned family ties, employment ties, and then your assets. These three things I feel are very important when you're showing your ties to your home country. You need to attach evidences. So these things that I'm talking about are evidences to show that you actually have this money, or you actually have this fund. Talking about the proving. So from the word proof of funds, you want to show evidence that, okay, I work, for instance, you have an employment letter. Your employment letter is key. So you're not just saying that, oh, I work at XX place. You actually work there by showing evidences. For everything you say you own, make sure to put an evidence. Make sure you have that, documentation backing up whatever you say you have, and proof of fund is a very big thing for, I don't know where you want to go to, but in Canada, for instance, because you're not facing an immigration officer, like Canada operates on a non-facing form of approval. So in that way, you need to put every documentation in terms of proving that you actually have or you own this fund, in your application. I've seen so many rejections actually because of this. So it's very, very key and important for you to show that you got money, you got a gift. Some people get gifts, they get people supporting them because they want to travel. You call it gift. Make sure there's a receipt, or there's this bank statement that shows that flow of that income. You're not just having that lump sum in your account. The next one I would mention here is letter of explanation. Your letter of explanation explains it all. I'm just going to use the same word. Letter of explanation explains it all. It explains what you are going to do in that country. You need to show that you have a genuine reason why you are going to visit that country, why you're going to study, why you want to work in that country you want to go to. So your letter of explanation is very, very important. It says everything about your application. It's more like a summary of what you are going to do. You're not able to explain directly to the person, but merely reading your letter, the person can see everything. The person can understand, this is why Kenny is going to study. This is why you're going to, I see so many people saying that, oh, I don't want to put this point in I don't want to put this reason in my letter. I think it's very important to put everything, be honest, come out straight, come out honest. Let the officer get your true intention of why you're going to that country, why you're traveling. That also helps in your application process. It will help your application to be faster, and also to reduce or to avoid any form of rejection. So without them delaying, because sometimes when an officer is not clear about why you are going to visit, they can even return your application, and they're like, oh, they're not clear about it. They return back your application. They ask you to send this. They ask you to send some additional information. So that way it delays your application. So why not just put it all out there, and get your application rolling fast, and also get it approved. In everything, make sure that you are transparent. Transparency is the thing. Make sure you're transparent in everything that you write. Give as much details as you can, on your letter of explanation. Like I mentioned earlier, your letter of explanation explains everything about you. It explains all of your intentions. So transparency, and also giving as much details as you can on your letter of explanation. I would say here, I'm going to stop here for now. Maybe I will just make this part 1 and part 2, because there are other things I would like to discuss as well on why your visa applications could be rejected, and in order to avoid these things, for you to take note of some of these steps. So I would talk about the other side of it, like the other part of this video, maybe in my next video, or as the demand is. If you want me to mention some other things, or you want me to discuss more on some of these points I have mentioned, you can put it down in the comment section, and I can throw more light to some of the points I mentioned. Like I said, I would also be bringing out some other part of reasons why your visas could be rejected as well. I wish you all the best in your endeavors, and I pray that God helps you. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below, subscribe, and share this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.